back, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sold them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the gang. I told them this ain't a game.
Yo, what's good? It's Phins Take with CB83. I'm having some issues with my audio real quick. Let me hit these settings. I don't know what is going on. Let's see here. Man. Yeah. Hopefully we're good to go. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hit that like button while you guys are here. What's poppin'? Hey, let's get it going. It's CB. It's Phins Take with CB83. Hey, back to you for another banger, right? Hey, we're here. We're getting it cracking. My audio was giving me some issues. Hopefully we are good to go. I am bringing a guest on. He's going to help me run through the show tonight, Cap. It's not going to be an open panel tonight. Friday, tomorrow night, I may get it cracking on the open panel, and we may do some talking with the community. My man Dre's in the building. The members gang is here. Shout out to the homies. The homie King Grizzy was in here first. He said, Cook to the Jets confirmed. That is not the case, my boy. Not yet, not yet, at least, right? So Cook is not confirmed to the Jets yet. It could be a possibility. He's there. All I'm saying is don't let Dalvin leave New York without a deal. If he leaves New York without a deal, he's definitely going to be a Miami Dolphin. Shout out to the homie Frank, who was in the building. He says, Fins are the trash of Florida. Boy, go kill yourself. Boy, what you talking about? You talking nonsense, Frank. This is coming from a Bucks fan, man. Marcus James is in here. Better watch Tua's head top. Tua's going to be straight. We got Tua Leroy. Shout out to the homie Tua Leroy. Shout out to the members gang, the captain of the members game. The homie Shake Money is in the building. He says, throw them fins up. You already know what time it is. Raul Porrata is also in the members gang. He says, no way. Move the stadium, please. Are we cursed? Are we cursed in Miami? I hope not. I hope that's not the case. I hope not. Like Kodak said.
I hope so.
Okay. Not, right? So I hope not. I hope that's not the case. I hope the Miami Dolphins are not cursed. Hopefully the Dolphins figure it out. And we got some good news in regards to Jalen Ramsey. I'm looking at it as good news because it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. He could have been down for a while. So we'll get into talking about some of the details. We're also going to talk about a lot in regards to camp today, like who balled out, who had good days, who had bad days, so on and so on, right? So huge shout out to the members gang. The captain of the team is Shake Money. The squad is William Perry, Chef Jew, Raul Porrata, Cruz Ruiz, Shake Money, Andrevious Shaw, Irving Figueroa, and bringing up the rear, the homie G Money. Appreciate you guys becoming the members gang, bro. And if you want to become a member, feel free. You could do it by laptop or a tablet. You have to hit the $sign below where you comment at. And if you slide it over, I think you can kind of adjust it to become a member. There's a few different levels to membership, and that's how the homie Shake Money got the captain's patch, because he's a captain when it comes to donating and supporting the channel. So appreciate you, Shake Money. All the other cats are rookies, but they holding it down, really holding it down. The homie Andrevious is in here, another one of the members. He says Dre is depressed. No, Dre, pick it up, bro. We're gonna be all right, man. We got some good news in regards to Ramsey. He's not going to be out for a long period of time. So it's going to be an opportunity for him to come back right away. And that's all I was wanting. That's all I needed. I needed Ramsey to be available at least early in the season so we can get him used to it, get him into the fold of things, right? My man DG Live, a special guest on the show tonight. I really appreciate him coming through, man. I'm actually going to bring him up right now. But before I do that, I gotta go ahead and give my man a quick round of applause for all of the work he's doing. You got to commend guys who are putting in the work, really doing their thing on the YouTube tip. He doesn't do a lot of live streams, but when you go check out his videos, you'll realize that he's really putting some work into what he's doing. He's really digging deep. He's really going back and doing the research, learning the information, and trying to get that to you guys and relaying that information to you in the video form, man. So I really appreciate him coming on. Let me go ahead and give him his ovation. You already know what time it is. I appreciate the homie. What's good, man? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
Man, you gave me a good introduction, man. I don't know. I don't know if you could do better than that, bro.
For sure, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. It's gonna be a good opportunity to just kind of chop it up with another YouTuber and talk some Miami Dolphins. But before we get into that, just give me a little bit of your background, how you started, when you started, and tell people where they can find you too, bro.
Yeah, man. So I started last year. During the beginning of the season, I felt like the Dolphins were going somewhere. I'm like, man, I should start covering the Dolphins. You know, I've been watching the Dolphins since Chad Henne days. So
way back, right?
Way back. Paul Soliai, Randy Stark,
the original Samoan. All right, Junior Seau, them boys.
Yes, sir. So so that's where I started from. But you can find me at DG Live on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, all of that. And yeah, man, I'm Haitian. I don't know if there's a lot of Haitians on the live stream.
Hey, shout out to the Haitian South Passe.
Naboule.
Yeah, okay. That's what's up, man. Hey, well, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. You're at around 4,500 subscribers, right?
Yeah, 4,500. I'm trying to reach 100K.
Yeah. Hey, let's get my man DG live, and I'm gonna go ahead and put his name up here so you guys can see it. Go ahead and get DG live to 5. We got to get my man to 5K, man. So hey, push for that. I want my subscribers to go subscribe to him and support everybody in the community, man. Even if you don't. Even if you aren't a fan of their, opinions and stuff like that, I still recommend that you get that information, right? Even if it's on the other side. So really appreciate you coming through, bro. We're going to get into some stuff. I'm just going to give a couple guys some more shout outs. The homie Monty's in here. I see you, Adam Sadowski. I see the Phins Tailgate in the building. Phins Tailgate, what's popping with y'all, man? How y'all doing over there, man? Shout out to the Phins Tailgate. We gonna make y'all great again, man. Y'all gonna start dropping a link and getting that thing cracking over there again, man. Shout out to the homie Raph. He says, I don't know CB83. I've had 2 of those surgeries with torn meniscus, 2017 and 2020.
Wow.
Depends on how bad it is, amigo. Most of the time, they just scope it out bad. They just scoop out the bad part. Okay, all right. I appreciate that info, man. And we're gonna get into talking about the Ramsey down situation, and the fact that it's a torn meniscus and he gets the opportunity to go in there and clean it up, it's gonna be a good thing. How you feeling about that, DG? I know it was, bro. You was at work all day. You was telling me that you kind of missed the news, but now that you have an opportunity to digest it, what's your thoughts on it?
Man, God work in mysterious ways.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it. So maybe this is God's sign of telling us we don't need Jalen Ramsey for the whole year. Okay. We have Cam Smith, we have Kader Kohu, we have Xavier Howard, we have Nick Needham back. So we got guys back there who could hold it down until Jalen Ramsey come back. So that's how I'm feeling about it. And then once we make that Super Bowl run, we're gonna be good with Jalen Ramsey. We're gonna be in there.
I like it. And honestly, at some point, during the season that somebody's gonna go down, right? I didn't know it would be this early, but early in the season it gives Cam Smith, Kader, some of those younger guys an opportunity to step up and become a guy, right? Because down the stretch, we may need one of those guys. And that's what I always preach too. It's just like, hey, throughout the season, there's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be ups and downs, right? But getting guys opportunities because you know you're going to need them later in the season is key, because you know you're going to need those guys at some point. So just being able to do that, I think it's going to be key, man. But let's get into a little bit. Let's talk about the situation, right? So day 2 of training camp, the big news coming out of training camp was the Jalen Ramsey injury, right? Supposedly there was a collision with Tyreekhill. He comes down kind of fine. They make it seem like he comes down fine. And then when he goes to get up, he ends up, limping and calling Cam Smith on the field, his substitution. And then at that point, he gets his knee examined. And they said he really couldn't walk on it. And he just kind of hopped on the cart and then went into the locker room to, get checked out. Right.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? And this is kind of one of the topics that I was hearing today, is that how do you feel about these guys practicing, like these big time players practicing? I heard some people say, hey, he shouldn't be practicing. And, it becomes a difficult situation because you want to ease guys into it and you also get the best out of them. You want to practice, you want to get after it. So, like, what do you think in regards to guys practicing like that? Should they be practicing full go? Should they be easing their way into it? What do you think about that?
Man, I don't really know, because today I seen Teron Armstead out there boxing.
Yeah, he was.
He was boxing, so he wasn't really practicing. So and this is Jalen Ramsey's first year with the team, so I do get letting him practice, but now the fact that this actually happened, I feel like they're gonna be more precautious. And like back in the day, players used to practice even more than they practice now.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah, but back in the day, the injuries ain't really happen like that. But now we're practicing less, and the injuries are happening more. So things are just not adding up to me about these injuries.
And that's a good point, man. And I've always been like a proponent of, hey, if you baby guys in the beginning, they're typically gonna end up getting hurt anyways, right?
Yeah.
And that's always been my thought process. Like, I come from an era where we did 2 a days, 3 a days, right? And we was out there in the sun running hills, doing all type of crazy stuff, twice a day. Now these guys just don't take a lot of beating on their body. And then when it comes game time, it's like, damn, my body is really not used to this intensity. So I feel like it's kind of like a catch-22. You want guys to rest, but you also want guys to be out there competing, because they got to get their bodies in the right condition for the type of environment it's about to be in. And, being soft in practice just ain't the way to me. It just ain't the way. And I know you want to kind of low manage guys, but some of that load management could end up hindering them down the road and just causing more issues.
Yeah, like that's something you really got to get used to. You got to get those pads on. Yeah. You got to put the pants on and everything to like get used to it before we actually play a real game. But like you said, we don't want to like put too much pressure on them and they end up getting injured during practice. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. So with this injury thing, it's kind of like luck to me now.
Yeah. It's tough, and it's tough. So, man, I'm glad we could address that. And with Jalen Ramsey being out 6 to 8 weeks, hopefully he comes back sooner than later. And he'll be still around practice. He'll still be mentoring the guys, getting those mental reps. So I don't have an issue with him missing time, because he's a veteran, and those veterans can bounce back. They understand the defense. They understand where they need to be. So I think he'll be fine, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing him back on the field soon.
Do you think Cam Smith is ready?
That's a good question. I mean, we do got other guys. I think Cam Smith at this point is going to have to be ready. I think athletically, he's there. I think he can compete with everybody athletically. I think at this point, he's got to get the mental aspect down, right? Yeah. Like learning what Vic Fangio expects from him, where he needs to be, where he needs to line up. Is he pressing the guy inside? Is he forcing him outside? I think things like that are going to make a difference in whether he's a player or not, right? So I think he's just got to go out there every day, and it's got to be attention to detail, just making sure each and every day I lock in, I get better at something, and I'm listening to my coach and taking it serious, right? I think taking it serious. But that's a good question. How you feel about it? You think he's ready?
Yeah, I think he's ready because I seen the Jalen Waddle press conference, and he said he's gonna be good for a long time. And every time I hear that,
I didn't hear that. That's dope though. That's dope to hear. So he said he's gonna be good for a long time.
Good for a long time. He's saying that it's no problem sticking Jalen Waddle. Like he's competition out there. Like he's actually keeping up with Jalen Waddle. So that's a good sign right there.
That's a real good sign. That's a real good sign. And athletically, I think he's there, bro. I think these rookies, when they come in, it's a lot of thinking, right? And when you're on the field thinking at the NFL level, it's like, shit, you think too much, you beat right off the break. So you got to get that thinking out the way. You got to commit to what you're doing and go 100%, right? So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah. But let's get into a little bit of the tidbits from practice. So I know Mike McDaniel is going to come out and address the Jalen Ramsey injury tomorrow. He'll probably say, hey, yeah, it's 6 to 8 weeks. He'll be back soon. Another guy who kind of got injured yesterday, it kind of flew under the radar, was Jalen Phillips, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang,
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Jalen Phillips actually tweaked. I don't know if it was ankle or news. Cruz, what's good? I see you in the chat. What's up to the members gang? The homie Cruz is in there. So yeah, he actually tweaked an ankle, or it was like a lower extremity injury. So he didn't end up practicing today. So that may have been like a precautionary thing, right? But he didn't practice. Along with Keon Crossan not practicing, Brandon Jones, we know they didn't practice. And then Trill Williams. So those are guys who didn't practice. That's kind of a lot of guys in our secondary too. Like we need to get those guys back as soon as possible. Brandon Jones, Keon Crossan, Trill Williams. I know some of these guys are coming off like major injuries. So they're gonna probably load manage them. So they'll probably have a day on of practice, and then they'll probably have a day off of practice. So that's what you have in regards to that. But I mean, outside of that, everybody else kind of practice. You still have Armstead on the side doing his thing, right? You still have Wynn on the side doing his thing. And that gives an opportunity for the offensive line to step up, man. And I heard the offensive line was solid yesterday. I heard they struggled today, right? I heard they struggled kind of holding some guys off today. How do you feel about the offensive line where it's at right now? Do you feel comfortable with it? What's your thoughts on it?
Like, with the offensive line during training camp, I don't really worry about them too much because Teron Armstead is not out there. And after Teron Armstead, we don't really have that much of like solid people that we can trust. Isaiah Wynn, I'm not too sure if he practiced today. Do you think he practiced?
Who was it?
Isaiah Wynn.
Isaiah Wynn didn't practice. No, he's still on PUP.
Yeah, like those are the two guys that I trust the most on the O-line, other than Connor Williams and Robert Hunt. But those are interior guys.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried about what goes on with the offensive line during practice, but that's still noteworthy. Like we really want our D-line to beat up on our O-line right now because our O-line is not up to par to where we think that it's like the best O-line in the NFL.
Yeah. I think you made a good point. I think people say the iron sharpens iron mentality. I think our defensive front will be one of the best in the league for sure. So if you can, have that unit really press your offensive line and get them better, get them, prepare for what they're going to see throughout the season, then you'll just be in a much better shape. You will be. And I know Wynn and Armstead aren't in there right now, but it does give some other guys opportunities to get time, get reps, and really solidify themselves as being players or being swing guys or being guys who are going to back up the guys who aren't there right now. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So Just kind of touching on some more points. So I went over this yesterday. We talked about Alec Ingold having a good day. So Alec Ingold supposedly had a really good day yesterday. As a result of that, he comes out and gets the orange jersey today.
Okay.
Yeah. So Alec Ingold gets the orange jersey today. They said he made a bunch of plays yesterday. I think Alec Ingold would just be an integral piece in this offense. He's really the only fullback we have on the roster. And if he goes down, then Mike McDaniels is tasked with kind of switching up the offense and figuring it out. Right?
Exactly.
How do you feel about Alec Ingold and where he's at?
Man, out of everybody on the offense, he's the one that I have the most faith in. He got the orange jersey, and then we heard about Tyreekhill. He had a quiet day. We ain't really hear too much about Jalen Waddle. Tua being Tua. I heard he had only 3 incompletions during practice today. So that's pretty good. But Alec Ingold, I feel like we're gonna see him a lot this year. He might get even more touches this year. I believe he might get some catches, goal line situations. He might get some
I can see
touchdowns. Yeah, I can see that. So
yeah, I think you made some really good points. And I think Alec Ingold will be like a focal point for the offense. I think just especially catching the ball out of the backfield off the play action. There was a lot of times last year where Ingold was coming across the formation to block somebody. Now, just imagine if he's coming across the formation to block somebody and he acts like he's going to block that guy. He misses him, gets into the flat, and he's wide open a lot of times. It's going to be some opportunities for him to catch the ball, turn it upfield, and get some first down. So I look forward to seeing a lot of that come game time on Sundays.
Yeah,
sure.
like there's a lot of situations where we see Alec Ingold go out wide at receiver. I'm okay with it, but at the same time, that's kind of like telling the defense, like, yeah, we throwing it that way. Ain't no way we gonna put Alec Ingold outside for him not to be in the area where we're gonna have somebody who has the ball. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, because he's honestly one of the best blockers on the team,
exactly.
Right? So if he's one of the best blockers on the team, and the dude could block anybody on the other defense, bro. He's just really good at what he does, whether it's ISOs, whether it's defensive ends. He could take people down. He chops dudes down. So it is a telltale sign when you use him are kind of one-sided, and I think that's why a lot of times he's in the backfield. Just so he can balance everything off, bro. Balancing everything off. Now, this was an interesting topic, right?
Okay.
So I heard about this. So I was listening to Omar and Alan Poupart, right? I was listening to this video they have, and they have a podcast, and I love watching their content because they kind of are on opposite sides of the fence for the most part. And it's good dialogue. But they brought up this A-Chain and Ahmed situation, right? And they said basically A-Chain and Ahmed look like the same exact player.
Wow.
Right? So they said they look like the same exact player. So stature, the way they run, the speed, everything, right? And then they basically went on to say, hey, if you didn't know who they were and they had numberless jerseys on, you would probably think Ahmed is the better player.
Okay, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
Bro, and that's what's wild to me because I don't understand us drafting a guy that basically similar to what we have in an Ahmed. I just don't understand it from a football standpoint. Maybe Mike McDaniel felt like he needed another one of those guys, or maybe an Ahmed that was faster. I just don't understand it. And my thing is like, I can understand you having small guys, gadget guys to do certain things, but you are going to also need a bruiser who's going to run the ball up in there and get you yardage when you need it. And I feel like we just don't have that on the roster, right? And that's what kind of bothers me about the running back room. I know everybody says, "Oh, we're good at running back." Yes, it's cool, right? It's cool to shop at Save a Lot when you're broke, right?
Exactly.
If you need if you need to shop at Save a Lot, you shop at Save a Lot, right? But if you have the money to go to Publix and get better groceries or get higher end groceries, why not go do it? I'm at the point where it's like, come on, bro. Like, I don't understand it. Now, how do you feel about this? Do you feel like A-Chain will separate himself from Ahmed, or do you think we're in a predicament where they may be the same player, like some of the media is pointing out?
I mean, I do remember that Mike McDaniel said that he likes speed. He likes speed. So there's a lot of running backs on the board that fits the description that you gave, like big, stocky, like Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah,
We had a lot of them, but he chose Devon A-Chain, still one of the smallest running backs last year. So I feel like it's just because of his speed that Mike McDaniel got him. Before the draft, they spent a lot of time together. From what I heard, they spent a lot of time.
Yeah,
he talked to the head coach, Jimbo Fisher, and all that. So I don't think Savon Ahmed has a chance to like outplay Devon A-Chain. I think they're just hallucinating. They're probably seeing something on the field.
They're hallucinating.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I can't believe it myself, bro. I just don't think it's like the full thing. Sometimes you said,
I get it. Yeah,
like when you go to Publix, you're gonna get the great value stuff, right? Sometimes you have to get it, but you could go get the name brand bread or whatever or whatnot. But sometimes you won't even tell the difference when they both next to you.
Exactly. And I see what you're saying. It's just like, and I put up this comment because Cruz says, I don't understand how we basically call the running backs we have trash because Cook is available. And I don't call our running backs trash by any means. Like, they're a good group.
Yeah, they're a good group. Yeah,
they're a good group, right? Now, can that group be better? For sure, bro. If you add a Saquon or you add a Josh Jacobs, like the Miami Dolphins have been telling us that they're trying to do it, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, that group becomes so much better than what it is right now. And it's because you have the versatility, right? Like, I can understand we have fast guys, right? I understand he's a speed, but I feel like you need some balance, right? You need some speed, you need some power as well, right? I think only having one power guy in Jeff Wilson is not really the way to go. I feel like you need some more balance to it, man. And I understand speed is cool, right?
Yeah.
Speed is cool, but speed gets hit, and when speed gets hit and speed is small, then speed falls down, man. And that's how I feel. I feel like sometimes you need a guy back there with some weight on him, like who can run a dude over. Like, and I don't know if we have those guys back there. So that's just my thing. And I don't shit on our running back room. I just feel like if you got an opportunity to upgrade it and get a dog back there, somebody can carry it 20, 25 times a game and it not bother him, then I feel like you gotta kind of take that approach.
Like, you wouldn't consider Jeff Wilson that type of running back?
I do. And I consider him that, but you got 3 guys who are speed back there, 4 guys who are finesse speed.
Nope.
You got Mostert, Ahmed, A-Chain, and Gaskins. Gaskins isn't power to me. He's just shifty.
Yeah, shifty,
quick. And then you got Jeff Wilson. So you got 4 guys who are like that shifty, quick speed. And then you got 1 guy in Jeff Wilson who's, more power, but he hasn't proven to you that he could stay on the field because of the injury concerns. So it's kind of hard for me to take that running back room seriously when there's no balance there. Because I seen us in the red zone last year. I seen us trying to run the ball down the stretch. I seen Mike McDaniel not have confidence in those guys. So,
I mean, you know who we have that nobody really talk about?
Who is that?
Sometimes we be seeing Christian Wilkins back there.
So you think Christian Wilkins go get that fullback spot, take it and go? You might get it.
I don't know. Either him or Robert Hunt. You see what he did on that Ravens game.
I saw Hunt. Hunt might give him a little and get ghosts on him. All right. But that is pretty fun. And I know Wilkins and Rob Hunt are in practice. Like, coach, let me get
Let me
one,
get the
coach.
ball. Let me get the ball.
Hey, I know they're yelling that. So that's cool. I think I always had big guys on my roster who was like, oh, let me get a carry, coach. Let me go do my nah, bro. You can't do that, man. We need you on the defensive line, on the offensive line. You got to handle that.
If I was 50 pounds lighter, you know.
Yeah, exactly. If you was 50 pounds lighter, you could definitely get it done, man.
Exactly.
Definitely get it done. Now, I wanted to touch on this also, the Mike White versus Skylar Thompson situation. And I really want to give Skylar Thompson his props first, because I heard he had a good practice today. I heard Mike White also threw some good balls. But it seems like Skylar Thompson is really just taking that position serious and trying to become the guy, right? How do you feel about that battle? Do you think it's going to go to Skylar Thompson, or do you think it's going to go to Mike White? Is it going to be based off the battle itself, or will it be based off the money they're making as well? Because I think you got to keep that in mind when you look at who's in the room and where they're located, because you pay guys a certain way. So how do you feel about that?
To be honest, CB, I think it's like a mixture of both of those things, because like I said, I did watch the Jalen Waddle press conference, and he had higher praise for Skylar Thompson than Mike White, from what I analyzed. So to be honest, I think Skylar Thompson, he's seen the competition that they brought in to be behind Mike White, but I feel like he did what he had to do this offseason to show like he deserved to be that QB number 2. Like I know Mike White signed that contract. He's from South Florida. He went to university school in Fort Lauderdale and all that, but I don't know, man. Every day that practice goes on, I'm gonna keep on trying to look at what the receivers say about the quarterbacks.
Okay. Yeah, and that's a good way to look at it. That's definitely a good way to look at it. And
the running backs as well, see what they have to say. Braxton Berrios. I don't think he said anything about Skylar. He only said something about Tua. But yeah, that's just something that you gotta look into. Like every time I watch the press conferences, I always look for like, man, what answers do I need for questions that I have in my head? Like, would they answer them in these press conferences? Then I bring it up. You know?
I got you. That makes sense. And I think Mike White was brought here to be the 2 guy. I think, when they evaluated him in his film, they said, hey, he has some things that we could use. He has the tools. And they paid him, $4 million in guaranteed money, $8 million. I think he could make up to $8 million or something like that. So it's kind of a high dollar position for him to be a 3rd string quarterback. And that's my thoughts on it. Now, if he ends up getting beat out by Skylar, by all means, Skylar is a 2 for sure, right? But I think that's just going to be a tough jump. And I think Skylar's really going to have to show. I think both guys are going to have to show a lot in the preseason, right? And the exhibition matchups in order to prove that, they're the guy for the number 2 spot.
Yeah, like with Mike White, we also got to remember, like, I know this is his first year in this type of system, but he ran the similar system with the Jets. Jets, they had Robert Saleh, who used to be with the 49ers. So Robert Saleh, he came to the Jets, installed whatever they did on offense from the 49ers to the Jets, and on defense as well. So I feel like Mike McDaniel watched the tape, and he's seen the throws that he wanna be made in this type of offense. Like, damn, Mike White could make that throw. Mike White could make this throw, and he probably talked to Robert Saleh as well. He's like, damn, let me know about Mike White. I'm thinking about a backup quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater, he didn't really do it for me last year.
Yeah. And I think that's true, and that's the deal about these relationships too. Like, McDaniel, no doubt, talked to Saleh and talked about Mike White, talked about his work ethic, him as a player, and I'm sure he talked him up, and that's why he was signed here in Miami for sure. So I think both guys are going to have a shot, a good opportunity. hopefully we see neither one of those guys during the season and Tua stays healthy. But I think
Yeah,
it's gonna be an interesting matchup, to look at because we do have a situation where our quarterback can go down and has gone down in the past. So
exactly.
having that formidable backup there is going to be essential for us, if, God forbid something does happen to Tua.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm hoping nothing happens to Tua. Hopefully Teron Armstead stays healthy. But even that's what I'm hoping for more. If Teron Armstead stays healthy, Tua probably stays healthy. If Teron Armstead doesn't stay healthy, then all our QBs are at risk because
At risk.
we ran through all our QBs last year when Teron Armstead wasn't in there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you make a good point. I mean, with him going out, it's just no telling what you're going to get.
Mhm.
Now we do have Kendall Lamb and other guys we didn't have last year on the offensive line, but we just hope they're formidable, and we hope Armstead and Wynn can stay healthy because we know we're going to need those guys for sure.
Exactly, bro.
And getting into, I wanted to talk about the Dalvin Cook situation just a little bit. So he's visiting with the New York Jets supposedly today. He said he was headed to the airport to visit the New York Jets. Now, Brees Hall supposedly tweeted "laugh out loud" in regards to, people giving this, giving it attention, right?
Mhm.
Kind of saying that laugh out loud. This is not really that serious. I'm still going to be the dude here in New York. Um, does Dalvin Cook to the Jets bother you, or is it something like you're not really concerned about?
I would have to say both. Like I'm not really concerned about it because if Brees Hall come back, that mean that means he's gonna get the majority of the snaps, I think.
Yeah,
But at the same time, that means they have Dalvin Cook and Brees Hall.
yeah,
And I don't really want that to happen. And I don't know him going over there. I kind of seen it ever since we heard about the news of Aaron Rodgers taking that pay cut.
yeah. That just came yesterday, bro. That came. He basically gave back $35 million in guaranteed money, bro.
That don't sound like Aaron Rodgers right there.
It don't. It don't.
That
It
don't.
don't. But I mean, people were mentioning that it does kind of make you look differently at Aaron Rodgers. Usually, people classify him as a selfish guy, right?
Hmm.
A selfish guy who's all about the money. He ends up taking one for the team, literally taking it on the chin, and giving them back $35 million in guaranteed money. Now, with that being said, Aaron Rodgers would only do that, I feel, if he was making a push for more guys in the locker room.
That's
And
what I'm
it's
saying.
and it's only going to come on the offensive side of the ball. He's not giving you back $35 million in guaranteed money for you to go help the defense. No,
Mhm.
no, you got to make things easier on me, right? And I think that may be the case. And I think at this point, they're really not trying to let Dalvin leave New York without a deal. Because I think if he leaves New York without a deal, there's
Mhm.
no doubt he'll probably end up being a Miami Dolphin. But
Man.
which is crazy. So if we don't hear about a deal to probably tomorrow right away, then it's signs that Dalvin may be on the move. And I think when it comes down to it, I think Dalvin really wants to be a Dolphin, right? I think he really wants to be in Miami. But I also think that Dalvin wants to get paid what he thinks he's worth, right?
Mhm.
And it's tough, but in this running back market to get what you want, because it's a lot of people out there right now. Um, and the fact that you got guys like Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, all of these guys sitting at home chilling,
Mhm.
it just kind of doesn't bode well with other teams because they're like, man, there's other guys out there. I could go find another guy.
Mhm.
Um, but I think Dalvin Cook, hopefully he gives us an opportunity to still match the offer or, figure out a way to beat the offer.
I mean, with the Dalvin Cook situation, this is what it reminds me of. Like, let's say you're in a situation where you have a girl, she likes you a lot, but you're just not giving her the time of the day.
Yeah.
She has a lot of people entertaining her,
Yeah.
but you're not budging.
Yeah.
So the girl decides to go out on a date with them, post it on her Instagram or whatever,
Yeah. Trying to make you jealous.
trying to make you jealous, but we're not gonna budge. We know
Yeah.
what we really want. That we know it, but Dalvin Cook, he just gonna do what he got to do, man. I don't know. I'm real sad about it, bro.
It's a real tough situation, but him going to the Jets, I just don't want to see Dalvin twice a year. He's a good running back, and he'll get you when he needs to. And people will talk about the game he had versus us last year. Yeah, he only had 77 yards, right? On 13 carries, but he averaged 6 yards a carry, and he had a 53-yard run. So, I mean, you got to look at everything that went down in that game, and that 53-yard run kind of sealed the game for him. So the dude still got it. I think he's still a really good player. Like I said, I like our running back room, but I also like high-end luxury when it comes to some things, and that would be a luxury having Dalvin in the backfield. It definitely would be that.
Let me tell you a story about that game, the Vikings game at home last year.
Yeah.
I was actually at that game. And I was already pissed off. Tua wasn't playing.
Right, you hot, bro.
Yeah, I'm hot, bro. And then it was like towards the end of the game, I'm like, man, I'm hoping whoever I think it was Skyler who was in towards the second half, right?
Yeah, it was Skyler. Or no, it was a Teddy. It was Teddy down the stretch.
Yeah, it was Teddy.
Because Teddy threw that ball to Waddle, and didn't Waddle fumble on that one?
I think so. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he cost us the game during that time. So Teddy, I was hoping, I'm like, damn, we ain't see him since the Jets game. I'm like, yeah, he about to come back, he about to ball out, and then that Waddle thing happened. I'm like, oh man. And then the Dalvin Cook run happened. I swear on everything, like my whole section where I was sitting at, we all got up, left.
y'all all got up and just dipped.
All got up early, left, bro. Gone.
Damn, bro, that's tough, bro. I thought, bro, that was a game we had. Like, we were driving down the field, opportunity to win it. Waddle just fumbled the ball, and it don't go on one play, but damn, that's such a big play in that moment. But there was a bunch of other opportunities for us to get stops and do other stuff too.
Exactly.
So, yeah, man, kind of getting back to these camp updates. So I heard the defense kind of played well today. They played a lot better than they did yesterday. From the reports, it seems like the offense really did a good job of opening up holes, catching passes yesterday, running good routes, and just being crisp and clean and getting out of breaks and making plays, right? Today, it seemed like the defense did a better job of really stuffing them up front. Some of the guys that flashed today, I heard, was Mitchell Aguye, Aubrey Miller, the linebacker, right?
Okay.
Raekwon Davis, and also David Long. So those are some of the guys that flashed today. How do you feel about the defense stepping up on day two, man, and kind of bringing it to the offense?
Man, I'm feeling good about it, because I honestly feel like we have a good offense and a good defense. So throughout these practices, I want to see like an even kill, like the offense doing good, the defense doing good, because I know, like, damn, we got Javon Holland back there, but he's going against Tyreekhill and Jalen Waddle. We got Tyreekhill and Jalen Waddle, but I know he got Xavier Howard, Cam Smith, Kader Cole out there. So I can't really expect the best, but somebody got to make a play. So if I see it during like each day of practice, then I'm good off of that. The people that you named, Mitchell, he came from UM, right?
I think so. I think he did come from UM. He's a defensive end, bro. Yeah. So I think he stepped up, and we talked about Jalen Phillips being out today. I think he kind of took Jalen. Exactly. So I think he took Jalen Phillips rep today. So as a result of that, he got some shine. But I heard the dude's a monster too. I heard he's like a big dude, cut, looks to par. So he may have an opportunity to step up and make some plays. I also heard that Kader Kohu made some plays today, which he got a pick on Tua and 7-on-7. So they said, Kader Kohu was making some plays. That's good to hear, bro. Kader Kohu was a great player for us last year. If he can take his game to the next level, that just makes me feel better about Ramsey not being there for those first couple weeks of the season. Just really makes me feel better. So I think that could be key. And that's you made a really good point. Like when you're looking at training camp from this perspective, from a fan's perspective, you really just want to see the offense have a good day, the defense have a good day, and then you want to see the offense. You want to see it kind of balance out. You don't want to see anybody getting dominated, because if that's the case, then guys aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, right?
Exactly.
Because all them guys get paid to make plays, but as a unit, I want to see days where Mike McDaniel gets after Fangio. But I also want to see days where Fangio's unit is getting after Mike McDaniel's unit. I think that's only going to make them better. And come game time, we'll be ready to go as a result of that back and forth for sure.
Exactly. I mean, we're gonna see about it. Raekwon Davis, he's in the interior, so he's going against Connor Williams and Robert Hunt. So that's good to hear him having a good day. Aubrey Miller. It's good to hear him having a good day because our offense, we're fast in general.
Yeah.
So if anybody's having a good day against the offense, then I'm good with that. And David Long. So we're hearing about two linebackers having good days.
Yeah. So we're hearing about David Long flashing today. So David Long supposedly had a really good day. So it looked like he had like a tackle for loss in the backfield on the running back.
Okay.
So really just doing this thing, playing fast. I think that's what the Miami Dolphins have always lacked at that linebacker position is just a guy who's going to play fast, trust his eyes, and get downhill right away, right?
Yeah.
See ball, get ball type situation,
exactly.
right? Now, Jerome Baker, Duke Riley, they're good linebackers. They're just more of read and react guys, right? They're not going to get downhill like a missile and just smack a dude, right?
Yeah.
I think David Long is that, and I think that's kind of what we've been missing in that unit, is that guy who could get downhill right away, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. So better day for the defense. I heard Tyndall also flashed, made a play on a ball. I think he almost had an opportunity to get an interception, but he ended up missing it. But yeah, now this concerned me a bit, right?
Okay.
And this is why receivers dropping balls.
Oh man, no.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hearing coming out of camp. I'm hearing that you have Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Elijah Higgins, and Easy E dropping some balls at practice. I know Wes Welker is on them about that shit because they got to be better. And like he's got to demand greatness from that group because we're going to make a lot of our money, right? A lot of our yardage right there in that group. So those guys got to be able to come out and perform on the daily. And there really can't be no lacking.
I mean, with them, I feel like, Eric Izukama and everybody else who's backups for the team, I feel like they're going against a good defense as well. So the starters, I feel like it won't be a big issue, but as far as the backups, they're gonna have a little bit more of a problem going against our defense because we so stacked back there. Even with Jalen Ramsey gone, I feel like we so stacked that we good.
Yeah, and I agree with you, man. I'm freaking coughing, man. Hey, talk a little bit more for me real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to pinpoint what Raphael said in the comments. He was talking about Mitchell Agood. Like, there's one thing that I just noticed about him. He kind of had the same come up as Jalen Phillips. He was at UCLA, then he transferred to Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I don't know if that's a sign, like God telling us, hey, y'all need another Jalen Phillips. We're gonna give it to you right here.
That's an interesting point. So he was at UCLA and then transferred to UM just like Jalen did.
Just like Jalen. So it's crazy to me.
That's crazy. And it was cool to hear that he kind of stepped up in Jalen Phillips' role, especially since they kind of had the same journey. That's kind of dope to see. Shout out to everybody in the chat, the homie Raphael in the building, Raul Porrata.
No.
What happened? You good?
I just seen the last comment.
What happened?
It says December. Breaking news: Ramsey is out till December.
Did they say December, bro? Nah,
Yeah, bro.
they said 6 to 8 weeks, bro.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Like
December.
different reports already, bro. What's going on?
Oh my God.
It says 6 to 8 weeks, bro. Don't listen to everybody in the chat. Hopefully that's not the case. I'm still seeing the 6 to 8 weeks. Mr. Miami, don't come in here with that bad news, bro. Damn, bro. Chill, bro.
I'm sensitive right now. I'm sensitive. I can't take this right now. I'm sensitive.
Nah, it's too much. December is a long time. Oh, he said 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8
6 to 8 weeks is not December,
December.
Mr.
No, it's
Miami.
not.
We need you to do some better counting, my boy. You talking October, September, October. Come on, man. Hopefully he can come back early, bro. That's what I'm hoping, man. With all the technology we got today and the way these surgeries are, bro, cats shouldn't be out a year for an ACL no more. Like that should be slowly dwindling down. We should hopefully, we can get him back in that 6-week period. I think we'll be fine without him. We got enough guys back there. We got the depth. I just would really like to see him back early because I want to get him into the groove, and I don't want to rush him back either. So let me not be selfish. And rush him back because I just need my guy healthy for that playoff run. That's what I need.
Yeah, we know Jalen Ramsey. He a holy person, so I'm definitely gonna pray for him.
Yeah.
Sure he heals up right.
Yeah. He's definitely a spiritual dude. So outside of that, I wanted to get into the Omar article, and we're going to go over this article really quickly. He just kind of has some takeaways from day 2 that I wanted to go over. Let me share screen with us real quick. There we go. There. Let me get this off the screen real quick. All right, bet. All right, so that works. Get this off real quick. So we get into Omar Kelly's, and I'm gonna read this for us real quick. I want to go through this. This is the 5 takeaways from day 2 of Dolphins training camp. He says, when will the real Tyreek Hill show up to the Miami Dolphins training camp? The Dolphins Pro Bowl receiver has a rough first 2 days. Now, I wanted to touch on this a little bit too. Tyreek is struggling. Do you think it's as a result of the competition there, the Ramsey, the Cater Kohu, or do you think it's some other stuff that's going on? What do you think's going on with Tyreek Hill, man?
I feel like it's a accumulation of everything.
Yeah.
It's like a burden when you're dealing with that off the field, and you have to deal with all these good cornerbacks on the field. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on you, But, I'm not too worried about it. It's Tyreek Hill, man. Tyreek Hill. I know there's a team that would give up anything that they got right now to get Tyreek Hill on the team. So,
yeah, and I'm with you too. And I think you kind of hit it spot on. I think it's a combination of everything, the off the field stuff, the players on the defense being better this year. I don't know if he was training as hard as he could. I saw a lot of Tyreek Hill streaming and doing stuff like that. Hopefully that hasn't hindered his training regimen and just kind of set him back a little bit. But he is one of the most dynamic guys in the league. I think if anybody can afford to gear it down a little bit, I think it's Tyreek. So maybe he bounces back and becomes, that player that we all expect, once all this other stuff is behind him. So maybe that's the case.
Yeah. Plus, CB, I think that, we playing a lot of more zone during practice now because of Big Fangio.
That makes sense, right? So if we're playing more zone, that can bottle him up a little bit more, right? It's not letting the explosive plays happen in practice. It's keeping everything underneath you. And I think that could be, a hat off to Fangio and what he's doing with his defense, bro. That could be him just understanding that we're not going to let this guy beat us. Whenever we're on the field, we're just making sure we're cheating at his side or making sure we take him away. But in taking him away, you're giving guys opportunities, other guys opportunities. So the Waddles, the Chosen Andersons, the Barrios, some of those dudes got to eat. What's a little bit alarming to me is that we haven't heard a little bit more about Chosen Anderson yet.
Yeah, not yet. I feel like we just gonna have to give him some time.
Yeah. And I think that's the case too. And I'm not willing to say he's not that guy yet, but
Mhm.
I think I want him to emerge as a guy because he has the talent. We've seen him make plays. So now it's just a matter of getting out there and doing it, right?
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah. So let's get into the article. So it starts off, it says this time last year, Tyreek Hill was the boogeyman on the Miami Dolphins practice field. The all-pro receiver who had a dynamic first season with the Miami Dolphins, catching 119 passes for 1,710 yards and scoring 8 touchdowns, was
Mhm.
moving all over the field, consistently created breakdowns on defense, and was beating defensive backs daily for big receptions in practice. Now, I wanted to stop there. Now, what I did hear from the beat reporters was that Tyreek Hill isn't doing a lot of motion stuff yet. It's simply just running from his spots. We know last year he ran a lot of different motions and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that's another reason why I'm giving Tyreek kind of the benefit of the doubt because then Mike McDaniel kind of isn't using him in that role as of yet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt in regards to that.
I mean, with Tyreek Hill last year, out of all the players, he's the one I seen them put in motion a lot.
Yeah.
But I think they did that to because Tyreek Hill, he's our best player. So putting a player like that in motion, it kind of confuses the defense. And on
Oh
top
yeah.
of that, you really want to put your best player on Tyreek Hill. But if he's motioning a lot, it's going to be very hard to do that. So I think that's why the Dolphins did that last year.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think you're spot on, bro. I think you're spot
Mhm.
on in regards to that. So it says last season, if Hill left a practice shy of 50 yards of productivity, it would have been a disappointment. This
Yeah.
year, he's probably struggled to produce 50 total yards in 2 practices, right?
Mm.
So just saying he's not really getting the catches, not really getting the looks. He says it's super early, but Hill has looked extremely ordinary in Miami's first 2 practices, and I'm used to him being a top standout, right?
Okay.
Continuing on, it says while it's important to point out that Hill hasn't been put in motion as much as last camp and is facing a new defensive style, we shouldn't ignore the fact that a top 10 weapon in the NFL hasn't delivered any standout plays yet. Says, in fact, the drop passes and passes that Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard have broken up are the main reasons Hill has been noticed in training or has been, the main reasons Hill has been noticed in training camp's first 2 sessions. So
Mhm.
basically saying that, he's not really, he's getting the looks, but he's not really getting the plays, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, like let's say we heard in practice that Tyreek Hill he was getting off on Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard. How would you feel about that?
we be concerned, bro. I
Yeah, we'd be
mean,
concerned.
yeah, I think that's the nature of it, and I think that's the nature of training camp too. Is that there's reports coming out, right? And if guys are making plays, it's bad. If guys are making plays, it's good,
Hmm.
right? And I think that's the balance. You got to be able to understand the difference between the two. You just don't want to see guys stack up bad days, right?
Hmm.
Like Tyreek Hill having a bad, first couple of days is not really that concerning to me. As they open up the offense, add more wrinkles to it, I'm sure he'll be getting open and making plays. But
Yeah,
I'm not alarmed yet. But if he stacks up 4 or 5 bad practices, I'm gonna be a little bit concerned, bro.
like let's say he get locked up by Noah. That's when I would be concerned about it.
my
I'll be like,
dog,
hey,
my dog said if he get locked up by Noah, then we in trouble,
I'm coming to practice that day. Hey, what's going on over here? Like, let's be serious over here. Come on, you know.
bro. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Um, now, all right, here we go. So continuing on, it says in fairness to Hill, he's had quite a rough summer on and off the field. He didn't participate in most of the Dolphins' offseason program while nursing a muscle strain, and recently cleared up his off the field incident at a South Florida marina where he was accused of assault.
Mhm.
Um, while it might be super early, it would be nice to see the cheetah on the prowl at camp. Right now, Hill looks more like a bobcat, maybe a lynx. He's scavenging, not hunting, and that's my first takeaway from day 2. And then he
Wow.
says, "Here's the rest." So basically, Omar Kelly is kind of giving Tyreek some shade, just saying he's not the dude he's used to seeing, and I like it. It's fair criticism. Hopefully Tyreek Hill can use some of that as motivation to really just come out and play better, right? And I think if we were to, and Omar Kelly said this, hey, if I was to ask Tyreek how he's practicing, he'd have to be honest with himself, and most likely he'd say he's playing like, shit.
Yeah, you could kind of like, reading this and me seeing the press conference yesterday of Tyreek Hill, it kind of like correlates. Tyreek Hill wasn't as he wasn't as excited as he usually was,
It does, bro. You make a good point there, because he's usually really upbeat, really like, yo, I'm having fun. This is fun. Yesterday he looked defeated, and I understand it was because of the situation and all that had came out. But hopefully he just gets back into the spirit and he's back out there having fun again. I think that's the best Tyreek, is the Tyreek that's out there having fun, doing his thing.
Yep. Hopefully we can get to that point.
So the next question, or the next takeaway from Omar Kelly, number 2, it says, should elite players be practicing so early? Before camp started, I said I wouldn't have Ramsey and Xavier Howard practicing in the team drills this early in camp, fearing they'd get hurt. What happened Thursday with Ramsey is the reason. While it's entertaining to see Ramsey and Howard do battle with Waddle and Hill, the worst case scenario is you lose one for 4 weeks, months, or the season. Let's hope that's not the case with Ramsey, who suffered a knee injury late in practice Thursday. But what's the upside of having 2 elite cornerbacks work every day 2 months before the regular season arrives? I get the iron sharpens iron, but is the risk worth the reward? At this point, Howard should be shelved from team period until the week before the joint practices. And for those who follow me regularly, this isn't a new opinion for me. So some really good tidbits there. I think we kind of spoke on, shelving players in practice. But how do you feel about the elite guys practicing at this point?
Man, CB, I don't know. I was thinking about this while I was at work. I was just chilling, sitting back. I'm like, damn, if our elite players can't practice, what do we do? Our elite players, they're not young though. That's what I was thinking about. Like, Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, they're not young. Teron Armstead, they're not young. But you go over there and you look at the Jets, they got Sauce Gardner practicing. They got Garrett Wilson, but they're young guns. So
young guns.
Yeah. So you're okay with seeing them like practice each and every day. And in the NFL in general, they usually like do the wear and tear on the rookies in their first 4 years of their contract. But as soon as they start getting older, that's when they like, okay, we're gonna alleviate the pressure on you, because they really got to prove themselves in the NFL. So they got to get all those reps during practice. But when you get older, that's when you get the chance to do what Teron Armstead does. On the sideline, boxing, So
getting in shape.
That's all we need from you. We already know you're gonna perform.
Yeah, man, and that's where I'm at. Man, it's tough because you wanna challenge guys. You want to make guys better. You can't get better in the cold tub, right? You can't help your team from the cold tub. So getting out there and working is how you help your team, and it's a tough situation. It's a tough balance. I think it'd be hard for me to be an NFL coach, just because I come from that background of like, yo, bro, you need to be on the field, like, and to see guys out, one day, and you have a totally different group in there the next day. It's just tough to build that chemistry, especially with an offensive line group, bro. Like, you don't have 2 of the starters on the offensive line. How are you building that chemistry? How are they understanding the calls? How are they working together? Do they understand the double teams and how the other one plays? I think there's just a lot to that. So, I think it's going to be a really good thing to watch over the next, couple weeks in camp, is how they manage the load for some of these guys.
Yeah. Hopefully they be smart about it.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully they're smart. And, what is being smart? Is it keeping him out or is it playing him? It's just a tough call. Tough call. So number 3, it says the Dolphins exploring swing tackle options. It says the Dolphins shook things up on the offensive line on day 2, testing the limitations of the offensive lineman who potentially could fill in as a starting tackle. It's a violation of the team rules to report what player is practicing where, but I can say Kendall Lamb and Cedric Ogboy switch roles from day 1. Maybe this rotation continues and Jerron Christian gets involved in the battle to fill in for Teron Armstead while he's sidelined by a knee injury. The bottom line is that the Miami Dolphins are looking for a swingman capable of playing both left and right tackle, and everyone is being thrown into the deep end of the pool. So this tackle situation, this offensive line, we just talked about the shuffling, right? So now we're at a point where we're kind of shuffling guys, figuring out where they could play, whether they're going to be a swing guy or not. I just want to see them gain some chemistry. I just hope, in those last couple weeks or in the joint practices that the units are working together. I think that's going to be essential for everybody's success. Right? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, man. Like, I feel like all those guys, they're just getting the opportunity based off of, Isaiah Wynn and Teron Armstead not being there. So Coach Mike McDaniel, he's just like, man, hey, let's just switch them around, see which position is better for them. Yeah. And then when the season come, we just add them on the depth chart based off what they did better at. If it's right tackle, then right tackle. If it's left tackle, it's left tackle. With Kendall Lamb, he played good for us last year when he came in. So I feel like we'll keep him at left tackle. Cedric, he ain't played for us last year. I think he played for the Jets last year. But I do like Cedric because he has the physical traits. Like he has 35-inch arms. That's insane to me. That could definitely work in the NFL. And he went to Texas A&M. He was a high draft pick, but he just ain't work out yet. And who else? Garyon Christian.
Yeah. Yep.
Him. All I know is that he played with Lamar Jackson in college. That's all I know about him. But
so he played at Louisville.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up. I think we got some guys there. I think the offensive line was shuffling last year during the season, and I just don't want to get into the habit of having to shuffle, bro. I just want to have that 5, maybe one guy go out here and somebody else fill in, one go out there. But I can't have you every week. We're looking at 2 different offensive linemen in the starting lineup. I think it just becomes too much. It becomes too much for Tua and the offense to overcome because you constantly got to watch it back. You don't know what this guy is going to do. You don't know how he plays. So I think it just becomes a lot. So hopefully they can figure it out and get more consistent down the stretch.
At least you don't have Greg Little. No.
Little, Jesse Davis, Greg Little, none of them dudes, bro.
Thank God.
I think we got upgrades in the room for sure. Upgrades.
Exactly.
So Mitchell Agude continues to flash. He says, I have a firm policy of not learning an undrafted rookie's name or number until he starts making plays in practice. Agude, a product of the University of Miami, was so good during Miami's offseason program. I learned his name and number the second week of OTAs. And to my surprise, he hasn't taken his foot off the gas yet. Hard not to overhype what I'm watching, but his movement skills are sexy. I'm trying hard to be patient, waiting till the team puts on pads, but the plays he made Thursday, a sack, a tackle for loss after being elevated up the depth chart because of Jalen Phillips, was shelved with a lower leg injury, has me back on the Agude hype train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agude. So Agude is actually he's making plays, man. Making plays. Jalen Phillips being out gives him an opportunity to come in and do his thing. So I love the thought. I love the fact that these young guys are coming in and making some plays. Even Kendall Lamb came in. He's not a young guy, but he's a backup guy. Came in and replaced Teron Armstead and did well yesterday. So I like seeing the guys step up because I understand that these units are only going to be good as their weakest link. And, if these second and third string guys can play and hold their own, then we're going to be a really good football team.
Yeah, like going into the season, I thought we was gonna keep 4 edge guys, 4. But if Mitchell keeps on performing like he performing, we might have to
Yeah.
keep 5. You
We
know.
definitely gonna end up probably keeping 5.
Hmm.
And I mean, we're kind of light at the inside linebacker spot too, so I think we'll probably keep more edge rushers.
Hmm.
We're still light at D line too.
Yeah,
Not a
more
lot of
edge rushers.
rotational pieces there.
Hmm.
So I mean, I think we're definitely going to keep some of those guys, and we need one of those guys to emerge as a guy. Even
Exactly.
Aubrey Miller, I heard he played pretty well today. The undrafted free agent out of Jackson State. So, just looking forward to seeing some of these young guys step up and make some plays, man. I think at this point in training camp, that's what the Dolphins need. They need some young guys to step up.
Yeah, we're gonna get that for sure. We're gonna get that.
Yeah, I think
Hmm.
so. So finishing up the article, it says I got a chance to look at Agude up close after practice, and he's jacked. He has stout legs. Agude, who is listed as 6'4", 242, doesn't look like an undrafted rookie, and he plays like someone who has been mentored by Jason Taylor, the Hurricanes defensive line coach and former Dolphins great. Agude said Taylor consistently taught his players the mindset of being a winner. Makes sense because Agude is trying to win every rep. So
Okay.
really good to hear. Jason Taylor kind of mentored him, I guess, in his last year.
Hmm.
And that's just, that's good to hear. And I mean, training camp is going to be like this. It's going to be injuries. It's going to be highs. It's going to be lows. But I like the fact that we can just kind of come together, touch on some of the topics from camp and what we're seeing, and just kind of give people some content in regards to what's going on in camp and what we're seeing and what we're hearing.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot that we had to take in today with the
Yeah,
injuries and stuff like that. But nothing too crazy stood out to me. Everybody pretty much did what they had to do. We're not always going to hear the offense and defense did good. We're not
right,
always going to
right.
hear that. So
Yeah. Hey man, I really appreciate you coming on, bro. We're gonna do this more often.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll come over to your channel. We can go live over there. However you want to do it, bro. We'll do some videos, do some content. We'll pump it out.
Hmm.
And just get after it, man. I like, collabing with people on YouTube and just kind of, shooting the shit and having the conversations, having the dialogue about the Miami Dolphins. Because it's good. It's good for the people to see.
Yeah, me, I like talking with like-minded people. Kind of like the same background. But we all grew up Dolphin fans, so you got to be around the people that you want to be like. So I just felt that feeling with UCB. So
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing. Hey, do me a favor. Go over there and like DG's channel. Go over there and like it. Subscribe.
subscribe.
Check him out. He's really that dude over there. He's got a great Noah Igbenogany video where he breaks down Noah
Hmm.
from the high school days, bro. You really go back. Hey, I didn't even know that Noah's parents were track athletes like that, bro. So
Yeah, it was in his blood. In his
bro,
blood.
and his blood. So both of his parents are like superior track athletes, ran for like the Nigerian national team. So,
Hmm.
bro, he's got that speed. Can he just put it together now, bro?
Yeah, but like I said in the video, um, oh, he said drop the link to the channel in the comments. Okay, but like I said in the video, it's kind of like when
I'm about to
Noah
drop the link.
runs. Okay, when Noah runs, it's kind of like he runs at one speed. He doesn't have that acceleration that Tyreek Hill has. Yeah, Tyreek Hill doesn't have no track background from what I think. He said his mom played football. That's what Tyreek Hill said. So I don't know if that's true or not, or if he
His
was
mom
playing
playing
around.
football.
Yeah, his mom played tackle football. That's what he said in one interview.
Damn, bro, hey, bro, mom was a G,
Yeah, his
bro.
mom was a G. So
Bro, I could imagine that. We had a girl who played football on our team at one point, bro. She was trying, bro, but she was a G like that too, bro.
oh, you had a girl on your football team?
Like on my freshman team, yeah, I had a girl
Oh
on my freshman football
wow.
team. Her name was Tequila, bro. She was like that too.
Oh,
She wasn't no chump out there. She wasn't no
she,
chump.
she got a huddle?
No, she ain't got no
No,
huddle, bro.
no, I
Hey,
got.
Bro, when I was going to school, we didn't have huddle, bro. I graduated in '03 in high school, bro.
Oh man, no.
Yes, bro. We had no huddle, bro. We was watching. Our coaches were watching VHS and stuff like that, bro. You tripping, bro? We had none of that. No huddle, no none of that, bro.
Man, I thought we had it bad in my year. You
What year
know,
you came out?
I came out 2015. You know, I played college and high school football. I stopped right after 2 years of college. You know, I just wanted to focus on getting my degree, and that's it.
That's dope. That's dope, though. I
Mhm.
mean, and that's, bro. I played college football at Howard. I got a full ride to play up there.
Mhm.
Played in high school. So in high school, I played football, basketball, track and field.
Okay.
Then I got a football scholarship.
Hmm.
Played at Howard. Got my master's at Howard. Was supposed to have a tryout for the Redskins, but I didn't end up, making the team. Yeah.
Damn.
So it was a cool situation, but going to school, I think just getting my degree and just understanding that, the NFL ain't for everybody. Like there
You
was a
know.
there was a couple cats from my team who, got drafted to the league. Antoine Bethea played safety for the
Oh
Colts for
yeah, I know him.
years,
I know him.
right?
Okay.
A monster. But we knew, when he was playing that, he was that dude, bro.
Hmm.
Every game he was gonna make some crazy play and take it to take it to the crib or fumble, take it to the crib. He was always gonna make a crazy play. So we just kind of knew some dudes were on a different level, and he was one of those dudes. Antoine Bethea, Ron Bartell. We had some good dudes come out of Howard, man. The DBs were crazy. And then we had some linebackers come out too, like Tracy White and some other guys. So playing at a HBCU, there's always going to be a couple guys who get to the league from your squad. It's just their journey. Their journey may be a little bit off the beaten path, but
Hmm.
if you're a superior athlete, like some of them dudes are, they'll end up in the league. That's
Yeah,
just how it goes.
like sometimes with doing what we do, and you see the love that we have for the game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes me feel like maybe we could have actually made it into the league because like we keeping up with the game every day, daily.
Yeah. Because we really, bro. I'm really like locked in. Like
Hmm.
I coached high school. Like when I got out of school, I was coaching for a long time. So I coached for like 8 to 10 years straight,
Yeah.
just coaching. But I can't get away from the game, bro. It's like
Hmm.
it's just I got a love for it, a passion for it. My wife knows that. My kids know that. I my son will come in here in my office and I'm watching film and just breaking things down and in the lab, trying to see what guys are doing well, what they're doing bad, how they
Hmm.
can be better. And I'm always getting asked to come coach or come help. So it's always something in regards to football. I love the game, bro. I'm really a student of the game. If I could be doing something in football, I would do it 10 times a day. And that's why I do this, just because I'm passionate about it.
Like, would you say you loved it more back then or now?
Um, that's a good question. I think when I was playing football, when you're playing it,
Hmm.
you just it's practice. It's meetings.
Yeah,
It's a
much.
job, right? So
Hmm.
you can't appreciate it, right? Now I don't get paid to do it. It's like so I can appreciate it a lot more. I'm doing it on my time.
Hmm.
I'm not doing it because I'm forced to do it. So it's different now. Even when I was coaching, like I'm putting in, 30 hours a week just
Hmm.
on coaching along with the 40 hours I'm working too. So it's like I'm spending a lot of time. The pay ain't like that, bro. When it comes to
Hmm.
coaching in Florida, you're not getting paid like that.
No,
So you're
no.
really just out there doing it for the love of it. You're doing it for free, out there in the sun baking for 3 hours daily. But it's fun. I mean, it's fun to get out there on Fridays, the rush of like, being in the stadium and running out of the tunnel. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing, bro. It is. It
And
is.
that's the main reason why I go to the Dolphin games to get that type of feeling again.
That atmosphere, right?
Hmm.
Because you don't get it. I mean, you don't get it from home. You get the excitement of it, right? You see
Yeah.
what it looks like on TV, but being in the stadium is a totally different atmosphere. It really
Hmm.
is. But honestly, I feel like I can't really watch the game as well as I can being at home.
Okay.
Yeah. I just feel like I could see a lot more at the house because I'm looking at the TV, the broadcast, and it kind of shows everything for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm more in tune with the game when I'm watching it on TV. But I do like the live experience, though. Live experience is cool.
True. You don't have no fans yelling in your ears. Whenever something bad happens, you could actually analyze it. And a lot of people at the stadium, they're not there to watch the stadium. Some girls, they're there to just look
Just
good.
hang out, bro.
Yeah, just hang
like,
out,
I feel, and honestly, I feel like in Miami, bro, some people are there to watch the game, right? But I feel like it's more of like a socializing event, like people just going out, hanging out, drinking. They're gonna look at the score every now and then, look at the field to see who's making a play, and stuff like that. But I feel like I like to be in the zone, like in my space with the TV on, being able to dissect what guys are doing. I like hearing the commentators. I think that's a big part of it too. It's just being able to hear that as well. So that's important to me, bro.
Yeah, sometimes when I be at the game and let's say like Kader Kohu makes a play on special teams. And I'll be like, yeah, let's go, Kader Kohu. No touchdown, no nothing. Then somebody will be next to me like, oh, who is that?
Bro, like they have no idea, bro.
No idea, bro.
And that's the crazy thing. I mean, Miami has got some good fans, but I think Miami is still Florida. So you're still going to have a lot of tourists, a lot of transplants, a lot of people who are just going to the game to hang out and have a good time. It's not like these Pittsburghs, these Green Bay. It's just not like that atmosphere. Those are like football towns. Miami's more like hanging out, partying, having a good time, which is cool, right? Because you get a little bit of, you get the best of both worlds. But when it comes to like football heads, you're not going to meet a lot of football heads in there. And that's why I like having conversations with people like you and other people in the community, because we have a shared interest for serious football. Like serious football takes, not casual stuff, not just out here spewing narratives about Tua being bad just because we need something to do or we need to troll people, just serious stuff. So that's why I like the thought of just having, that good dialogue, bro.
Yeah, but it's hard to have that when you're at the stadium, so that's why I do the YouTube thing, just like you.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is where you get it. This is where you get people who are kind of serious about it. And if they aren't serious, they can kind of get there. A lot of the people on YouTube don't watch film. They don't break it down. But as you kind of introduce people to it, they kind of understand a little bit more. You kind of teaching them. It's like being in the classroom. I taught for years. So it's just kind of like breaking it down for them, just like I broke it down for my players, just kind of helping them understand, hey, this is why they're doing this. This is why they're doing that. This is the concept. This is what he's trying to accomplish. And when people see it laid out like that and broke it down a little bit, then they can kind of understand it.
Exactly. Hopefully people get to understand, the Heat did good last year. Lionel Messi, he with the Inter Miami team.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's going to bring a lot of traction to the Miami Dolphins, and hopefully we could like live up to that.
Yeah. Of course, bro. I think so too. I think it's a perfect opportunity for us, and I think our time is here. Right. Yeah. I think we've been waiting a long time for this. I think we got the team now. It's just, talent is when like the opportunity meets, the talent together. And, you can, that's what that luck is. You kind of make your own luck. You got to go out there and work hard, and then you're going to have an opportunity to go out there and make plays. So hopefully, the Dolphins can get it done this year, man. But I really appreciate you coming on. I did drop you a link in the chat, and I think some people subscribe. So hopefully we can get you to that 4,500 mark ASAP, bro.
Hopefully.
I mean, the 5K. We need to get you to 5K.
5K, but 5K, 10K is all a process. I want you to get there too. When I'm up, you up.
Yeah, we all up. Man, I'm at like 850 right now, 858 or something like that. I'll get there though, bro. It's really like a day by day, brick by brick mentality, bro. Just keep building, and then it'll work itself out.
Yeah, I'll get one subscriber. My whole day is like made, bro. Like I'll smile the whole day. I'm like, yes, I'm doing something right.
I know, and that's what people don't realize, man. We really just do this to get our subscribers up. We want to bring people content, and that's what it's about, man. We just want to bring cool content to people and make it fun, make it funky, and have a good time, bro.
Exactly.
Hey, well, appreciate you coming on, bro. Hey, a fantastic show. Loved having you. We got to do this more often, bro. Hit me. We got each other's contact, so we'll be in contact and we'll just kind of link and do some stuff, bro.
For sure. You already know.
All right, bro. Hey, appreciate you coming on, bro.
No problem.
All right, later. Shout out to the homie DG Live for stopping through. Man, day 2 of updates. We got some bad news about the Ramsey situation, but we got some good news in the end. He's only out 6 to 8 weeks. I think Ramsey will be ready to go, sooner than later. I'm glad we get it out the way early and it's not later in the season where we really need him down the stretch. So looking forward to getting him back. I appreciate everybody coming out. You know how we do it. We bring the energy every single day. Yes, sir. You know how we get down. Hey, it's Phins Take with CB83. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Donate if you can. Become a member. Shout out to the members gang. Shout out to the members gang. We got Raul Porrata in the building. We got Cruz Ruiz, William Perry, Chef Juice, Shake Money, Andrevious Shaw, G, Irving. Appreciate y'all boys and the members gang. Showing love to the channel, supporting the channel. Love, hey, I love that you guys come through and show me love. Be sure to hit the like, share it, subscribe. I'm going to be going live tomorrow, probably again, to talk about day 3. Hopefully we get some more good news out of day 3. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all be good. Be great. Tomorrow's Friday. Kill it out there tomorrow. You already know what time it is. It's Phins Take with CB83. I'm out.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sort them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run them